The coaches poll is out, which means college football is right around the corner. Georgia's ranked pretty high. Are they too high? Are they not high enough? Are they right where we want them? Are they right where Kirby wants them? We'll talk about all of that next on the Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is going on? He is Daniel. I am Clint. Together, we are Locked On Bulldogs, our Locked On podcast, and we're your team every single day. Thank you for the first listeners who wake up and say, you know what? I got to get this into my ears. I got to get this downloaded content going on about Georgia Bulldogs. We appreciate you. Everydayers that are here every single day, we appreciate you guys as well. Today's episode, Daniel's going to ask me about the coaches poll. Is Georgia exactly where they should be, where Kirby wants them to be? How happy are we? We're going to then ask the question, who is absolutely the most overrated team in this top 25? Who's the most underrated team in this top 25? Who is inside the top 25 that at the end of the year will find their way out of the top 25, will make themselves scarce and go flooding outside like a team flying over to Ireland only to have their season completely implode, watching it spiral.
You hate to see it.
Step. By the way, no, you love to see.
Oh,
will become an open coaching vacancy in Florida State very soon. Daniel, let's begin with this. The coaches poll did come out. Yep. For the people that do not know what the coaches poll had, I'm going to list the top 10 teams because it's most pertinent for Georgia. 1, Texas. 2, Ohio State. 3, Penn State. 4th, Georgia comes in at 4. Notre Dame at 5. Clemson 6. Oregon 7. Alabama 8. LSU 9. And Miami 10. Daniel, Georgia comes in at number 4. What do you feel about this ranking inside the coaches poll? Now, again, not media, coaches poll. The media that will come out will basically mirror this almost 100%. But for right now, coaches poll, what do you make of it?
Well, Georgia comes in at 4, and you've got some interesting teams above them. It's pretty much the same 4 teams really being talked about over and over again. You throw Notre Dame and Clemson in there, it kind of is the same 6 teams.
Yeah.
Maybe you throw Oregon in there for 7. But then, nobody's really arguing that any of those teams. So, for example, Notre Dame receives 0 first-place votes. Georgia only receives 3 first-place votes. Clemson, though, who comes in at 6, received 2 first-place votes. But then 14 for Penn State, 20 for Ohio State, 28 for Texas. So a pretty big drop-off there between the top 3 and the next group, which would be Georgia, Notre Dame, Clemson, all together. If you want to throw Oregon again in there, I'd be okay with that. So you get the next 4. Clint, I'll ask you this.
Okay.
Put yourself in the role of Kirby Smart. Now let's get out ahead of this. Kirby doesn't care about the coaches poll.
No.
I dare you to ask him about it.
Please.
Beg you to ask him about it and waste all of our time.
Go ahead.
Kirby doesn't care about the coaches poll.
Nope.
But if you, as Kirby Smart, could hand select a position in the coaches poll that would be most advantageous to your team to place them in the preseason, where would you put them? Would you want them to be number 1, number 2? Do you want them to be right there in that top 5 range where Georgia is now? Do you want them to be a little bit lower, maybe feel like they're a little bit more disrespected? If you get too low, you have to worry about, if you take a loss, is that really going to hurt you and kind of knock you down? Because as dumb as far as we've come in college football, the idiocy of depending on preseason rankings and then moving people from there based on their wins and losses is among the dumbest things done in sports. But it does happen. So you don't want to get too low. Where do you ideally want your team to be ranked?
First of all, let's just go again. I like looking at metrics analytics, things that I can measure, things that I could take and replicate. I like enjoying things that are successful because you can point to it, like Kirby Smart having hard work and development in having success ongoing. Because when talent meets Kirby Smart, you get drafted high. I like repeatable, successful things. In this college football era, if you are outside the top 6, Daniel, I mean, it's TCU in the national championship game, but outside of that, winning the national championship does not come from people outside the top 6, Daniel. It just doesn't happen. If you want to be considered, and what this means is that coaches are looking at the talent, at the knowing what they see, knowing who they played the year before, because all these guys are clearly doing that. They can't watch every single game unless you're on the golf course and you might hit up the bar after 18 holes and take in some game film instead of coaching your guys. But we know that's not Kirby or the rest of the coaches that are in the playoffs. If that's the case, you're going on last year's, you're going on change, you're going on how you construct a program and a team. And that's your bias is in it, but it's okay because it's the coach's bias. That's the bias you want most of all. You have to be in the top 6. The top 4 is where you like to land. Georgia sitting in the top 4, Daniel, is exactly where I want them to be. Because you have to say to yourself, the underdog mentality is there. 4 for Georgia is a slap in the face against the likes of Texas, who you ran over twice. To have them be ahead of you just because of a namesake is disrespectful. To have Ohio State on when they've lost a whole bunch is disrespectful. They're Johnny come lately in this new college football playoff system outside of a kick that went so haywire. To have those teams ahead of you is a slap in the face. But Daniel, you can't be lower than that. The coaches are saying your talent composition is not there. To overcome that is nearly impossible historicity-wise within the playoff format. So top 4 is where I want to be. And if I'm choosing after that, yeah, give me the 4th of that, 6, if you really want to press me and force me to. Because wire to wire number 1s, Daniel, guys, that doesn't happen. Like, it doesn't happen. You're overrated by standards. If you look at every single coaches poll that has been taken out there, it doesn't happen. Georgia was ranked number 1. Do you know when in the coaches poll, Daniel, when they were ranked number 1? Oh yeah, last year. How'd that work for us? Not well. Alabama before, Ohio State's been there before. Oregon was 3 last year, I think, or maybe the year before. That is a little bit too far to guess, but top 4 is where you want to be, Daniel. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I did a little digging. Georgia was ranked in 2017. Georgia was ranked 15th in the preseason coaches poll. 15 in 2017. As you know, they played for the national championship that year.
Didn't win it, but we're in it.
Didn't win it, but we're in it. And so another TCU type, rise coming off of the 2016 season when, Georgia went 8-5. That's not a surprise that they were ranked so low.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, when Georgia won the national championship in 2021, Clint, they were ranked 5th in the coaches poll to begin the season. When Georgia repeated as national champion in 2022, people forget this because Kirby makes up disrespect. When Georgia repeated as national champions, bringing back the offensive most valuable player from both college football playoff games that they won the year before.
Interesting.
They were ranked preseason 3rd in the coaches poll.
National defending champs, not ranked 1, but 3.
Not ranked 1, but 3. So Ohio State, they returned their quarterback, right?
Yep.
No, they do not. No, they got a first-year starting quarterback.
And who is it that guaranteed is going to be great?
Never done anything.
Interesting.
They're ranked 2 in the year after they win the national championship. It is It is noteworthy that in Georgia's national championship years, they were 5 and 3. Now they're 4. Maybe they'll get one there. I think that's the window you want to be in.
You got to be in the top 6 to even have a chance historically, but top 4 is where you want to be. One of these teams is going to get outside the top 10, Daniel. I'm just here to tell you. Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia, Notre Dame, Clemson will be outside the top 10, maybe outside the top 25 by the end of the season.
Why don't you ask me who it is in the next segment, and I'll tell you.
Let's do that right after these. But first, I want to let you know about FanDuel. Not FanDuel. Yeah. Daniel, FanDuel's fantastic. FanDuel's the best. I don't know if you understand who FanDuel is, but Daniel and I do, because we love betting on football. We love money. We love money, and we love making money. And we, for the past 7 years, have made money betting on college football. It's been quite a fun experience, and you should get on the action too. FanDuel is fantastic. Get over there right now. They're the only place Daniel and I trust. They're the official sportsbook of Locked On Bulldogs, Locked On Podcast ever. It's the best way to make every game more exciting. They have new daily promotions that are hitting every single day. Go over there right now. Get the app. Go to the website. Get there for new daily promotions. New to FanDuel, new customers can bet just up to $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. Daniel, top coaches poll comes out, top 25. We want to continue speaking about it. We've already let you know that Georgia, the best chance that they have is going ahead and be in the top 6. Top 4 is right around where you want to be. Ohio State and Texas getting that bump up. No one's gone wire to wire in the new college football playoff format, and that should give you all angst in the world if you're a Texas fan, because you have an unproven. By the way,
I think if you're a Texas fan, your angst probably comes primarily from the fact that you haven't won anything since Vince Young.
That's not angst. That's jealousy. You're a jealous and incompetent people.
Haven't won anything.
Because you haven't won anything since the number
since
one.
Mac Brown was a young man.
Mac Brown has then gone on to coach UNC and been replaced by an even older gentleman. Like it's wild what's happened in the lifetime of a Texas fan. Okay.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. The median age is lower. Of Belichick and his. Sorry. Okay.
The household age is lower.
I want to talk about the rest of
It's not the third segment, and we are off.
So let's get back on top 25 of the coaches poll. Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia, Notre Dame, Clemson. Daniel, I ask you very simply, of those 6 teams I just listed to you,
of those
6, I want to start there.
Yeah,
I want to start at those 6. We'll expand. You can ask me other questions you want, but of those 6, who has the best chance of falling out of the top 25 from those teams I just listed to you? Those 6. You have to pick. I understand. I'm not saying there's a guarantee, but best likely, highest percentage of falling out of the top 25.
Okay. There are 2 teams that I think will fall outside of the top 10.
I love it.
But it's hard to fall outside of the top 25.
Florida State was an anomaly.
At the end of the year, there are going to be 7 and 5 teams in the top 25. A 7 and 5 SEC team is going to be in the top 25.
Hey, Tennessee, that might be you.
They might be lucky. So I don't think any of those teams is going to fall inside the top 25. If you're going to make me choose one, I'm going to have to choose the one who has the capacity to lose the worst looking games.
Yes.
And it's Clemson. Okay, so I do think Clemson's got a real chance to fall outside the top 10 because I don't believe in Clemson. Can I just get out in front of that? I don't believe.
If you were trying to hide that, you were doing a horrible job.
I don't believe in Cade Klubnik. I never have.
No.
And I don't believe in Dabo Swinney and his ability to not be passed by college football. I never will. And I will believe that this Clemson defense is the real Clemson defense when Brent Venables comes back and coaches them again.
Which
may happen sooner rather than later. John Williams earmuffs. We don't want to talk about it.
We can't talk about it.
Okay.
Clemson, to your point, this is the schedule: LSU, Georgia Tech.
Okay.
There's
losses on the schedule. There's losses on the schedule if you're Clemson.
SMU, who they only beat by 3 last year. Louisville, who's a good squad. South Carolina. Florida State. I mean,
I'm telling you, you got to take some losses to fall outside the top 25. We know that you got to get.
Yeah.
But see, if Texas goes 7-5, they're still in the top 25.
Yeah.
And Texas ain't going to go 6-6. Okay. Right. Like if
I'm here to tell you, if you haven't seen the script already written, Texas is what people wanted to see on their television this year. Okay. And the committee.
And Texas fans, to them, that's the national championship. And you've already won it. You've already won it.
They think it's a pageant contest all the time. Turns out all the time for them.
They're here to take pictures. Is what we're trying to say. So Clemson's probably my best shot to fall outside the top 25. I do not think Notre Dame's falling outside the top 25. I do not think there's a chance of that.
Notre Dame's here in the top 5 for the next 7 years.
It is noteworthy, Clint.
Okay.
Can we just run down the top 6, 7 schools again? Texas, first-year starting quarterback. Ohio State, first-year starting quarterback. Penn State, Drew Aller. Georgia, first-year starting quarterback. Notre Dame, first-year starting quarterback. Clemson, Cade Klubnik. Oregon, first-year starting quarterback. Alabama, first-year starting quarterback. That's 6 of your top 8, ladies and gentlemen, that have a brand new signal caller under center. Like that's, and you think you know what's going to happen in college football this year. That's the thing. Nobody knows.
No one.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a wild time. Mm-hmm. We're going to come back after these. We're going to ask more questions in this coaching poll. We're going to be spotting fakes and frauds like raccoons on the side of the highway. Mm-hmm. But first, these.
All right, Clint. We talked about some teams that might fall outside of the top 25. I want to ask you, I'm not going to read the whole list. You can pull it up on your phone as you're listening to this, or, just listen to us talk about it. I want you, as you look down the rest of this list, I want you to talk to me about some of the most underrated teams that you see on this list. Some teams maybe that Georgia's going to play this year that you think are ranked too low, that you think by the time Georgia plays them, they might have elevated their position. Maybe teams from around college football that, as a Georgia fan, going to be in the college football playoff, or you might want to keep your eye on for the college football playoff. Teams that might be underrated to you, Clint, on the coaches poll.
Honestly, I can't really call them underrated because they're in the top 5, but Notre Dame is a dang good football team. Like a solid, top to bottom, hard-nosed, defensive-minded, well-coached, and a schedule that's very conducive to winning team. They're going to be in the college football playoff, and they're going to win a game in the college football playoff. Like, that's a really good squad. And to be 5, I know they're not underrated, but they kind of are because everybody's talking about everyone else, and they're there by de facto, but man, that's a really good team. They're better than Clemson. They're better than Penn State. They're better right now than Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. So that stands out to me. I've said for the longest time, Alabama. I have really the spectrum on their season could go a whole lot of different ways, but I anticipate them to be really good this year. So them being at 8, I don't hate. I think they're right in there. South Carolina at 13. That team's gonna ruin a whole bunch of seasons for a whole bunch of teams, guys. Sellers is a real deal. I am very happy we don't play them this year.
I can't believe how high South Carolina is ranked. For you to even mention them as potentially underrated is insane because I think they might be the most overrated team in the top 25.
You have Miami at 10.
Yeah, I think Miami's going to be a lot better than them this year.
Arizona State at 11.
Yep.
SMU at 16 is not overrated inside the top 25. Lenora Sellers is the real deal. That's all. He's the real.
Lenora Sellers is the real deal. Absolutely. I'm not saying SMU is not also overrated.
Okay.
But I mean, South Carolina, I don't see it. I'm not buying it.
You know who should be rated much higher? Indiana at 19. That is a hardcore college. No, they're not. Guys, stop. I couldn't even make it through.
No, he couldn't do it.
What are we doing, Indiana?
He couldn't do it. Indiana had that one moment, though. That 1 minute when they were relevant. When they before they played anybody.
Of Signetti, the first playoff game in Signetti just looked absolutely deer in the headlights.
Oh, he did not belong.
Cannot stop it.
Lord.
He didn't belong.
No.
Another team. I
think he ran a fake punt with his backup quarterback. Like, that's how little he belonged. That's the kind of coaching we were dealing with. That kind of coach, I'll tell you this, that kind of coach will never amount to anything. He's just not a good in-game coach. He'll never win. He'll never win the big one, Clint. That's what I know.
Sometimes talking head of national media. And if you, by the way, quick diatribe.
Okay,
if you don't see the national media imploding in on itself, if you haven't seen it for years, a person was just hired at ESPN to head up essentially the entire outreach to football, whose biggest claim to fame is influencers on Instagram. If you're getting your news from those people, you don't know ball.
Then you're getting your news from those people. That tells us everything that we need to know.
Please focus on people who actually know, like over on Locked On. Okay.
If you're getting your news from ESPN, could we agree that you're probably Big Ten pretty?
You are not SEC pretty, I'll tell you that right now.
You're probably like Big 12. You're like a Big 12-6.
And if I may, Daniel, the middle section of America, I know they're going to hate to hear this. Let me tell you, it ain't like the rest of the country, okay?
No.
The people there look different.
No, it ain't like the rest of the country. I'll tell you this. I think Texas Tech is insanely underrated.
Insanely underrated.
I think Texas Tech brought in 10 million transfers. I think they got a chance to be decent. Florida's at 17. Tennessee's at 18. Clint. One of those programs is going to go this way, and one of those programs is going to go this way.
Now I ask you, Daniel, which one is on either side?
Florida's moving up.
There you go.
Tennessee's moving down.
Yeah.
Listen. I don't know what's going to happen at Tennessee this year. I'm still nervous about the game week 3. I'm still very nervous about the game week 3. Don't hear me say something I'm not saying. I also think Tennessee could go 7-5 this year. I legitimately think they might go 7-5.
Yeah.
I think their offense is going to take a massive step back.
Yes.
And they lost one of the best defensive fronts in the SEC last year. And if you think that Tennessee is just going to replace it,
nope.
I just don't see it in the recruiting to back that up. So I got Tennessee moving down. Florida's schedule is what it is. And obviously DJ Lagway, who knows? I mean, is he down to one leg? Does DJ Lagway now hopping? This is what feels like this story is like taking on a. Like
when I heard people talk about this, I legitimately thought he tore his ACL like Texas just lost a tackle too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I thought that's what we're talking about.
One less guy for the Georgia pass rush to dominate, if you think about it. So it's fine. Jalen Walker's not here anymore, but we got another guy. We'll let you know about him, Texas fans.
You haven't heard his name. His name's Chris Cole because you've been focusing on CJ Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on the wrong backer.
Mm-hmm.
You would have thought that DJ Lagway just had his whole entire calf implode on itself, like a black star that just
no.
Daniel,
I think he's going to be fine.
It's going to be fine.
Florida's moving up.
They're moving up. Oregon at 7 confuses me, Daniel. Do we know anything good about Oregon today?
I mean, the recruiting history.
That's been good.
When you're talking about Oregon, I honestly think you're talking about a less proven Georgia is essentially what you have in Oregon. You got a starting quarterback who has not played.
Nope.
But people think is very talented.
Yep.
And you've got a bunch of really highly recruited players on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
But we don't really know a lot about this team. I don't think that they'll be good as the Oregon team was last year, at least not early on. But maybe they'll end up being better than the Oregon team last year. I really don't know.
Who knows? Daniel, can we? I mean, I know we're third segment listeners are here, but
sure.
I'm baffled. Joe Klatt does not have this much clout. Gus Johnson cannot have this much influence. I refuse to live in a world that those two people have so much influence that Penn State can be the third best team in America. What? Tell me what I'm missing.
Well,
okay.
They won a game in the college football playoff last year.
Okay.
Didn't they win multiple games in the college football playoff? They got beat by Notre Dame, but when did they get beat by Notre Dame? I can't remember. It all runs together.
We lost.
We lost, and then I blacked out.
Caring.
I woke up when Mike White made the NCAA tournament. Like that was a moment that I remember. So they made the college football playoff last year, and they return basically everything on offense, including their quarterback, who played well last year, both their running backs, who are very good. I mean, I read to you those new starting quarterbacks in the top 8.
Yeah.
I think that tells you everything you need to know about why Penn State is ranked where they are. There's just there is a school of thought that says, well, we can trust this team because they've got pieces that we at least know what they are.
Yeah, known commodities, especially on the offensive side of the ball, is a thing. By the way, Penn State and LSU are the same exact. They're cousins of different conferences, but the same exact personality. I mean, mom had a sister. She moved north and had a child, and that child's name is Penn State. They're the same person, same coaching personalities, tryhards all day long. Yeah. Daniel, anything else stick out to you from this top 25 list?
What sticks out to me from this top 25 list is that we are like 2.5 weeks away from college football being on our TVs. Like I know it might be on the island of Hawaii and it might be in Ireland.
That's more
but
accurate.
They'll be playing college football.
Yeah.
Somewhere. And I'll be watching it.
I will consume every second.
We are so close. And we have survived a long off season.
Yeah.
Georgia fans. And we're going to learn a lot as we progress through fall camp. Clint and I are going to have fall camp insights. We're going to have players that we're watching, players that we're looking at, things that we're expecting out of the season. But there's going to be a lot of questions that get answered in those first few weeks.
Very quick.
Of the college football season, and couldn't be more excited about it. He is Clint. I am Daniel. We're the Locked On Bulldogs podcast, and we will see you guys next time.
See ya.